science, ha, 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 because I've said to you guys that somebody sends me periodic table stories, different elements, and they go into both CC and D and down to the dirt. So I'm going to share with you one element, haha, I even see the picture for the Twitter link one right here, for the element osmium. Osmium. Does anybody have any clue what osmium is about? But this poem is not only in the World Engine from cc&d, but also Twitter, the periodic table of poetry. And I try to show it off the live feed, which, yeah, and people are showing off their cats. You guys are the best. You really are. But anyway, this poem is titled Osmium. I'm sorry, I'm all goofy with it. I have to show it to my live feeds. I'm sorry, you can't see it. This is osmium. Oh, and I keep saying this. That's number 76 in the periodic table in case anybody cares. This is osmium. Hearing the word osmium and not knowing what it means, all I could think of was the Osmonds. Then I had this crazy 1970s flashback to watching the Donnie and Marie Osmond show when I was little. I even had the Donnie and Marie Barbie-style dolls to play at a play set with a stage for them for singing. And they even had microphones. And this is the best part. The Donnie and Marie dolls had little holes through their hands so microphones could snap into their little hands. If only these little holes liked blood so that Donnie and Marie could be having the stigmata, I guess. I don't know, then it would be complete. I mean, these Donnie and Marie dolls, they must have had the stigmata so they could have that strong bond with the microphone, kind of like their strong Osmond family bond, because I'm sure a family bond is stronger than anything. And no, I didn't know what osmium was, but osmium is actually a blue-gray to black metal, and it's actually the densest metal in the periodic table. And, you know, I've got a metal bracelet that I wear all the time, and it would have my medical information on it. And if my medical bracelet was made out of osmium, then it would probably last forever. But then again, osmium is probably too brittle to shape into a bracelet, so I'm sure they use osmium in applications where durability and hardness are needed, like in things like fountain pen nibs or repetitive electrical contacts. Osmium is actually the least abundant element on this planet, so it makes sense that it's only used in such small amounts when minute, exacting things need to last. And when it comes to the minute, osmium can also be used for fingerprint detection. What? Really? And it can even stain fatty tissue for optical and electron microscopy. Wow. So maybe if something as dense and hard as osmium is actually quite rare here, it can grow quite a strong bond with us, because even though we only see it in such small amounts, because it'll still help our lives, because it'll make it that much stronger. Weird things about osmium stuff that you learn for it. And yeah, one time in the beginning of 2013, you can see it in these things, and I've got to show for the live feed. Sorry, fellas. Thank you. There, get the claps. It was performed for WZRD radio once, and it was right after I had injured my hand, and so I'm wearing my scars, and I'm just at the radio station reading. But I was doing a periodic tep for poetry because I was doing a feature for Poetry Saloon at noon just a few days later, which you can't see my hand all wrapped up, but I'm wearing a medical bracelet for the thing with osmium as well, which was a fun thing to be able to do. And this last one, as I got to show it to you in this book, which I just had the page, flip the page. Not only is it in the book, I think I'm going to read it from a screen because it'll be huge, because I've got a Twitter link one and it came with an image as well, with a different theme altogether that is for a Twitter length poem for osmium, which is not only in, I'm showing it off because we've got the time, the World Empire, but also Twitterverse periodic table poetry. And this was a fun thing to do, to be able to come up with Twitter-length poems for every single element. But this is a short one that is titled Osmium, When Capitalism Prevails. Osmium is 1,500 times rarer than gold, with the highest density and abrasion resistance. 1 ounce of osmium is mined to 10,000 tons of platinum. But capitalism prevails when the most precious rare element normally used to sturdy tools is sold in paper-thin circles as expensive jewelry too. That's talking about having way too much money. I mean, it's this tiny fine metal, which you can see trying to show it for the people in the Zoom meeting, but people are like, wait, it's really expensive. I'm gonna make it into a little wafer thin thing and make it jewelry so that people would be able to enjoy it and say, look at how rich I am. I've got the most difficult thing to find and I'm using it as jewelry. I performed this at the Gallery Cabaret when I did a periodic table feature spread, which is why I gotta have my recycle shirt on and my blue lipstick, sharing periodic table poem stuff as well as doing a live feed. All the stuff that Facebook, I'm looking at you live feed on Facebook, you're not going to let me keep these things online forever, so I'm going to have to be able to come up with a way to be able to save those live feeds from Facebook as well. Hello to everyone watching. And thank you very much for letting me butt in, but I am now so totally looking forward to hearing whatever our next poet, my lady in the house, Lorna Wood, would have to say. The stage is yours, my darling, and take as much as you need for whether you do part of your novel or music or reading somebody else's poetry or what the gosh darn else you would like to do here at Poetic License. The stage is yours. Take it away.